turn your cell phone off, to silent. Stand with me to say the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
We're going to do about a meeting, maybe we can have one in between.
Mr. Dawkins said he would be absent. Ms. Lynn?
Present.
Mr. Cherry? Mr. Dornan? Mr. Gongelberg? Here. Mr. Nemitz? Here. Mr. Vaca? Present. Mr. Malinowski? Here. Ms. Dice?
Here.
Mr. Antonacci? Here. Chief Carlson? Here. Mr. Kranebucker? Mr. Radicovich? Here.
What are the wishes of council to, for the approval of the minutes for the meeting on June 19th?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion.
Second.
Who was the second?
Ed and Dave.
Any comments or questions on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you all. Ms. Lewis,
Am I recognized, President?
you are.
Thank you. I'd like to bring up an item that is not on the agenda. That on June the 5th at the work session meeting, Mr. President Gockel said that we would be able to speak about the PA audio system. And it would be put on today's agenda, and it's missing. So I'd like to know why it was missing, and then I have another question through the chair to Solicitor Dice concerning this PA system.
Okay. They're not comments from on the agenda, so we'll be able to reach out again.
I'm allowed to speak to anything I want to. During public comment, you just recognize me to speak. Do you want to play this game again like you did before?
Stop. It says for agenda items only.
I am talking about agenda items that was told to us that on today, this item would be put on the agenda.
Sure, Chair, Ms. Lewis, so apparently it's not on the agenda, so therefore it's the council's position that you can talk about these additional items at the end of the public
No,
comment or
I
not.
can talk about them now.
Jerry, it's not on the agenda. If you want to
It
talk
doesn't
about-
matter. It's under the Sunshine Act. I can bring up anything that is not on the agenda at any time.
And we have rules of order and they
No, your rules of order, your resolution does not include that.
What are you talking about, a resolution? Does-
What rules of order do you have?
We follow Robert Rules of Order.
No, you do not follow Robert's Rules of Order. No, you don't, Solicitor Dice. You follow the Sunshine Act. That is different. Rules of Robert's Orders is for organizations like the American Legion, the VFW. We do not follow Robert's Rules of Order here.
Okay, and you can spout off whatever you'd like at this point, but you have 33 seconds left.
No, because you interrupted me and she interrupted me. I want my time back, and I want to know, how come you did the bid draft for the PA audio system and you were paid for it? And the PA audio system is wrong. It is not ADA compliant. So what is going to be the next step with getting us a PA audio system?
And your time's up. Thank you, Ms. Lewis.
Okay, I'll file another complaint. Thank you.
Mayor's report?
Good evening, Madam President.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
The police call activity, we had 79 total calls. I did attach the report. Manor Borough had 4 documented cases with the magistrate, 3 traffic and 1 non-traffic. 2 months ago, we talked about, and Mr. Vaca passed around some options for basketball hoops. And I'm wondering why we are 2 months into it, we still do not have any information concerning the basketball hoops. Why hasn't it been on the agenda? I also sent Mr. Charles Cherry an email on June 30th for a status of the rec board reorg meeting. I did not get a response. The rec board members who were just voted in are here tonight, and they are asking about a startup meeting.
Mr. Vaca, would you like to address about the basketball hoops? That he said he talked with you 2 months ago?
No, he presented options to council. He showed the council options, and I assumed it would be on the next month's agenda. It was not, and it's not on this month's agenda either.
I'll keep on it, I can promise you.
Okay? I want to talk about the American Rescue funds, the CARES Act. $350,000 that was awarded to Manor Borough. We had conversations at the June, July, August, and September 2022 council meetings. We have not discussed it since. When do the funds need to be allocated?
Joe, would you, or would that be Chelsea?
I don't know the date off the top of my head.
I do. They just came out with a new fund.
Joe, do you have the, look here, I think it's reflected in the document of 2025, but I don't know if
They
it
have to
has
be
in the head.
spent by the end of
Is
this
it
year.
fiscal year 25, 26? Is it coming up soon?
I will let you know, Mayor, once I find it. So
Okay.
sitting here waiting for,
The
I'll
follow-up question would be, when do the funds need to be spent?
be, well, that'd be all kept together, so when do you, I gotcha.
And then, will the constituents be involved with the allocation of the funds, and will it be used to benefit the residents? Those are my questions.
We are, so, I believe you guys had previous meetings about,
Yeah, June, July, August, and September 2022.
and yes, and the public is supposed to be able to have input and to be a part of that.
I'm just concerned
Suggestion
about running out
process.
of time, and then we're in rush mode to try to get this.
Try to
done.
use
That's
the
what I'm
funds,
trying to
but-
find out, and I can't find it online. I don't know what those dates are.
I will get it to you though, I
Okay.
can't tell you off the top of my head.
Okay. Park restrooms. I see it's on the agenda again for today. We've been talking about this for 2 years. We actually talked about it on the day I was appointed. I do petition council to make this our priority. We had conversations about this at the June, July, September, and October 2022 council meetings, and again at the February and April 2023 council meetings. Ms. Lewis asked about it at the September and October 2023 meetings. We talked again about it on November 2023, and again in January and February 2024. It was brought up at the March 6, 2024 work session, at the council meetings in April and May of 2024, again at the work session on June 5th, 2025, and at the June 2024 council meeting. We need to find resolve and closure to this matter. The park. I walked through the park this past weekend, and some of the things that I noticed, the bridge itself, after the bridge got painted 2 years ago, it is in need of paint again. The pavilion doesn't do us any good, it doesn't do the residents any good unless there are picnic benches underneath it. So I request that we purchase picnic benches to go into the pavilion. Also at the playground, I noticed there were families down there who are with their children. There's no place for parents or grandparents to sit while their children are playing. There's no benches that go around the playground itself. So I would request that we look into putting benches up. The sports court serves no purpose unless there are basketball hoops or nets and lines painted on the sports court. Other than that, it's just a big platform of blacktop. I want to move on to the emergency action plan. Our borough and neighboring areas have experienced several weather-related emergencies. On November 16, 2022, I asked council about an emergency action plan. Mr. Nemitz stated that he was working on it. That's taken directly out of the minutes. The emergency action plan was brought up at the following council meetings: February, March, and April 2023. Ms. Lewis asked Mr. Nemitz about it again at the May 2023 council meeting. On June 21st, 2023, I submitted a draft emergency action plan for council to review. It's apparent that Manaborough needs a local plan so lines of communication and action responsibilities can be understood. I would like to take another look at this. Welcome to Manaborough signs. All signs on the roadways leading into the borough are unsightly and, for the most part, unreadable. I initially inquired about replacing them at the October 2022 meeting. It was also brought up again by Mr. Nemitz at the August and September 2023 meetings. We should take pride in our borough by upgrading all these signs so they are legible and appealing to the general public. Sound system. Not sure why we're dragging our feet on this. At the last meeting, Ms. Lewis was asked to partner with the borough to come up with a viable solution. Was this meeting held? Anybody know if this meeting was held?
No, sir, it wasn't.
I just want to know why we aren't moving toward closure on this. I brought the sound system up at the October 2022 council meeting when I was informed that $2,000 was originally offered as a donation towards the system. That $2,000 offer was withdrawn because the council never acted on it. We again discussed the sound system at the December 2023 meeting and again at the February, May, and June 2024 meetings. I would request that we find some type of solution that's going to bring us up to compliance and we make that decision soon. That's all I have.
Mayor, I did find it, just so you know, that the funds for the relief is, you have to obligate them by December 31st, 24, and you have to then use it by December 31st, 26.
Okay, so we have to obligate by the end of this year.
We have already stated that we will be using them for lost general fund revenue.
You've already obligated it?
Well, I mean, that's what we reported in our annual reporting, based on the council instructed previously.
That's a lie, they never did that. You have to do a
All
resolution.
right, solicitor's report,
I have nothing to report this time.
engineer's report.
Currently, Borough Manor has advertised the 2024 Manor Oak and McKelvey Storm and Sanitary Sewer Project. Other items under the engineer will be discussed under old business and new business. That's all I have.
Thank you. Zoning officer's report.
I'm not aware of anything.
Okay. And then the borough manager's report.
The only thing I have is we received our annual dividend from EMC Insurance Company in the amount of $4,633.60. $4,633.60.
Thank you. Okay, treasurer's report.
I make the motion that we approve it.
Can I have a motion?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments about the treasurer's report? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Nay. Motion carries. Next is the tax collector's report. What are the wishes of council?
I make a motion we approve them as presented.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a wishes, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries, thank you. And, let's see, building and properties. Nothing right now? Thank you. Community betterment, parks and recreation.
I only have, a question. Chuck Cherry was sent an email about setting up the rec board. I didn't receive. And I don't know which way to go with that, so I'm gonna need some help.
I sent an email to Chuck Cherry personally asking him when he wanted to set up the reorganization. And I did not get a response. And that was on June 30th.
Does that fall to me or does it fall to Chuck?
It was me to Chuck.
Okay, but I mean.
You're not on the record.
Okay, well, it's a Parks and Rec.
You're the committee of council, but you're not the actual record member.
Okay.
Okay. Personnel and finance?
Nothing at this time.
Community outreach and communication, and I have nothing at this current moment. Planning and zoning?
Chuck wanted me to mention, I believe that he had bids for the restroom in the park.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would also like to put in that we did receive the bids for the code inspection. I think Chuck had set up a meeting for next Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, which I informed him I couldn't make it, so he was gonna try to make it for Friday. I don't know what Friday, he's not here, so we did get the bids to meet with everybody, interview, and present it to you guys.
August 2nd, Jim. Set up to meet with them.
Me too. Okay. Public safety and public works.
Yeah, just a couple things. As everybody knows, we've had storms roll through the area, as Ms. Lewis has brought up. We did do, myself and Joe Lapia did a storm survey that night. There was one house severely damaged, another house with a tree on its garage and deck that was damaged. The church has a tree on it over here on United Methodist Church with roof damage. And there was a lot of tree limbs down all over the borough and debris scattered everywhere. So I know a lot of people were out there busy cleaning up, appreciate that. And cleaning off some of their debris and stuff on the streets. Do want to remind everybody that, to get weather radios if you don't have them. There's also a really good app the county's pushing, it's called Code Red. And you can get it, I know, at least on the Apple phone. It's a real good app. If you go through it and set up all the parameters and stuff like that, it's pretty good about giving you alerts and stuff like that. So, pardon me?
Do you know if Android users?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Terry,
Sorry.
I have it on mine. I have it on mine.
And yours is Android? Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. So it looks like everybody can get it. It's a good app. Go with that. There's other apps out there. There's radar apps. There's all kinds. But Code Red seems to be the one county's pushing to be the best. So with that, I think that's it for right now.
Terry, did you want to mention about Brown Road?
You mean speed limit signs? Go ahead.
So we recently finished paving the lower half of Brown Road that, we had done drainage work on here before. I mentioned, sent an email to the Public Safety Committee, asking them to take a look at, us establishing a uniform speed limit on Brown Road. Some areas are more populated with houses than others, and we would need to have the engineer probably look at that and do a engineering traffic study to be able to post that uniformly at 25 miles an hour. That'll be my recommendation, that we let the engineer look at that, and then we can, once that's done, if it meets all the, traffic warrants, then, if you want, we have to do an ordinance and everything, and we could post that uniformly from one end to the other at 25 miles an hour.
Okay. Yeah, we could post that, I think, get some signs up. Patrolling it might be a little difficult. I mean, you're gonna have to be running up and down. There's no place to walk, so it's gonna need some patrols.
And there's some places to sit, there's some people who let you sit in their driveway. It's mainly down the, I'm not sure about so much up by the Crimson neighborhood, that's pretty wide here, mainly down on the lower end.
Yeah. So I got, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Who wants to do it in between old business and new business? Or do you wanna do it?
Want to do it now? All right, and Madam Secretary, I request that we go out of order and go to executive session so we can just discuss matters of personnel.
I have a motion, do I have a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Joe. Joe.
If it's the website, I said, get that damn train off of there and put that new sign on. Ugly train. Yes, yes. He did good. He did good. I'm gonna show you. As I get it. Thank you. That's my new wheelchair, my second one. I'll be coming to the meeting as soon as it gets delivered. I bought one of those massage chairs, those black ones, you know, you sit in. Yeah. She needs a brain transplant. She better get a lawyer, that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna close these doors, okay, ladies?
I'm funny.
I make a motion to return from executive session.
I second it.
Check on us, and we were.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Oh, wow.
We were in executive session for a personnel matter as well as contracts. And that was it for executive session. Okay. Now we go to all business, discussion and/or deliberation and/or official action on appointing a third-party code inspection and permitting services entity for both residential and non-residential activities regulated by the UCC.
I'm making a motion to table this.
So you'd like to table it?
Yes, we have to have a meeting
you seconded, to table it? Okay. Just making sure. Everybody, any other comments or additions or? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. So we're tabled. The next thing is the discussion and or deliberation and or official action on updating sewer rules and regulations.
So, I got a report from Bob Zunick, who attended last month to look into this. Joe and I talked, I believe that Ed's gonna work with me on drafting some type of, the engineering principles. I have a resolution that I can get together fairly quickly, but we need the engineering portion of it, so we'll probably have it for you by next month. Or, if the council wants to review it for a month and then provide it, so however you want to do it.
So I make a motion, we table.
Second.
Okay. Any questions or comments on the motion? All right, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? This is tabled to next month's meeting. Next is the discussion and or deliberation and or official action on Manor Park Restaurant.
Chuck has bids for that, lower restaurant, lower part restaurant.
He has bids. Did he submit them in anyone yet?
I haven't received. But everybody has in front of them, though, the engineer potential sites for the additional one that we have been discussing also. Yes.
Please, engineer. would you-
I spoke with Joe today about, off to the right there. Can you speak up? Yeah, in 2016, I noticed to the right of the parking pad, we had looked at placing this same unit that, I guess it's called the Denali unit. It was gonna be right adjacent, it was gonna be right adjacent to the walking track. We couldn't do it because we were in the parking lot, we made a big infiltration trench. But that's where the 2016 option was located. Option 1, 2, and 3, it's the same Denali option, only option 1 and 2 are located in the floodplain. They would have to be elevated, whereas option number 3 would be completely out of the floodplain. I have a plotted on there what that floodplain elevation is. So, you would have to construct a wall again. Joe and I talked about that. Would have to build some kind of a wall, and then you'd be faced with possibly getting a new water service, a new tap off of Brush Street, so you could, run your water down to it. Also, when we talked about it, I'm not sure if you need electricity for it or not. You do definitely need electricity, so, I'm not sure how you would do that. You could probably come right off of Brush Street with that too, although we have to talk to West Penn to see how that would work. And then with the sewer, and I know Joe doesn't like this idea, but you could either pump it up the Brush Street, or we'd have to go gravity and just bore underneath these walking tracks and see where the most advantageous location would be to tie into. There is sewers in the park, and most of it would be conventional excavation. It wouldn't have to be a big trench, probably do it almost with your 1-foot bucket. But, you'd still have to dig a sewer line to tap into the closest location we could yeah, that proposed option 3, it can go to the left, it can go to the right a little bit. No matter what you do, there's gonna have to be some kind of grading or wall built around it. So, any of those options could work. Probably the best one, to not worry about the floodplain, would be to build it out of it. You'd be right there, you'd pull in the handicap, you would, you'd pull into the handicap space. I mean, you'd have your handicap restroom, then there's handicap access to the playground, to the skate park, and down to the pavilion. So, I don't know if there's any general questions or not, but that appears like that could be the best location.
Which one are you saying? The
Option
Right
3.
here? Okay, just wanted to make sure. Any other comment or questions or, about the Manor Park restroom?
I mean, it's hard to make a decision when we don't have Chuck with the information that he has.
With the.
You want us to continue gathering some information on possible costs, like infrastructure costs, like electric and water and
Yeah,
sewage
I
and
think
stuff.
we should have all the details.
Yep.
What do you guys think? Yeah.
So I'll continue to work with Mr. Antonacci on trying to gather some of that information. Should have an update for you hopefully next month.
So you want to table this on top, please, next month?
Or do we have to make a motion to have him do further work?
I don't
mean,
think
you
you
already
need-
motioned last month for him to do it, and we've already have,
Okay.
an engineering budget, so.
Okay. So,
Make a motion to table it.
that was Terry.
I guess.
Okay. So, any other questions or comments regarding the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? On the new business, discussion and/or deliberation and/or official action on intermunicipal agreement with neighboring municipalities for resource sharing during emergencies.
Yeah, I asked Mr. Gockel if we could put this on the agenda. As you know, with the recent storms and a few weeks back, Stratford Borough particularly was hit very hard, by a storm. And, talked to both the Irwin manager and the Trafford manager, and they came up with the idea of, seeing if any municipalities would be interested in, drafting amongst ourselves an intermunicipal agreement to share resources in times of emergencies. For example, Trafford needed help, Irwin went down and helped them, maybe sent a crew in a truck, and, each municipality would, do whatever they could to help each other out. And the idea is, you would bear the cost, it would be your employees, you're paying to work a regular day anyway, you could send an employee in a truck or whatever to help. So this is basically to see if you're interested in being a part of this. If so, then, I can let them know, and the plan moving forward is once, they see who's all interested. I know so far Trafford, Irwin, North Irwin, Penn Township are all interested. They haven't heard back about Hempfield or, North Huntington yet. Then the, managers and the board presidents, we're gonna try to get a meeting together to start drafting, coming up with some ideas how this should or shouldn't work.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, so,
I just need a motion that you're interested.
I'll make a motion,
Go ahead, Dave.
I'll make a motion to approve.
okay,
I'll second
Any other question or comments or anything regarding the motion? What are the wishes of council? To vote?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes, approved.
Aye. All in favor? Okay. Any opposed?
Who's missing beside Chuck? Who's
Okay.
missing beside Chuck?
On to the next one. Discussion and or deliberation or official action on payment request from Gary Construction for street paving. Would you like to discuss that?
Yeah, that project was completed last month, and they're thinking of a request for payment. The request is for $216,292.82. We're holding a 5% retainer until we get the bond and all the paperwork back from them. And, it seemed to work out pretty good.
I make the motion with that. I'll
Okay.
second it.
Okay. Any other questions or discussions on the motion?
Yes, is there any punch list on that?
No,
And I think we took care of it.
that's already taken care of.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Discussion and or deliberation and or official action on resolution 2024-10, approving the final subdivision plan for PT Commercial Court Development. What are the wishes of council?
So what, I
Do you
just
want me
got
to
a
speak on
question.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is for final approval for PT Commercial Court. This is a, development that's coming in. There's two parcels. One parcel is in Penn Township, one parcel is in Manor Township. The individual or the applicant, sorry, Manor Borough,
Yeah.
Township, sorry. And Penn Township has already approved, the preliminary and final approval for storage facilities and outdoor storage of vehicles, certain types of vehicles. Our applicant came in, he's also planning to do something similar on the Manor Borough side. We vetted the matter, and it does require a special exception through the zoning hearing board. However, the accessory use, the planning commission looked at it, with respect to the motorized vehicles that would be stored. They delineated when, what type of vehicle can and cannot be stored. They limited it to 35 or less spaces. They also indicated where it could happen in Manor Borough side. All the vehicles or the type of vehicle that would be stored at this facility has to be properly registered and inspected, so we're not gonna have old vehicles sitting there. And they shall not interfere with emergency spaces. And when you're calculating the number of spaces for parking for the use of a storage facility, you can't use those spaces when determining if you've satisfied the parking requirements. So they have done everything, they followed through with everything the engineer has requested, or we've added it to the prior approval of the engineer's requirements. The only other thing that we would require, other than the special exception, which I know the applicant has already noticed me that they are following through, it's gone to Jason Cranebrocker, and next it'll be at the zoning hearing board. It just has to go through that process. So they are moving on that. I forget, the only other thing that they have to do is, once they get that approval, then this will come into effect and they'll enter into a developer's agreement.
Where is the entry and exit? Is it in Manor Borough or Penn Township?
I believe it's in Penn Township side. They actually enter Penn Township side,
Yeah,
and
with the police, you're going to get to the police
Department of Penn Township, you said up there, same road.
Right, and so the accessibility, we looked at all of that, everything, they even looked at lighting, they looked at locations of where this parcel originally started out, or this, project originally started out as a, I believe, like a public, outdoor facility of sorts, that they
That was
wanted.
at Penn Township, they were gonna do
Yeah.
an indoor sports
Facility or something like that, and then it's modified. This gentleman who's, doing this development already has a storage facility in Plum Borough, so I think he got overzealous in wanting to do the, sports, facility, and has reverted back to doing something that he knows a little better with storage. So he's doing storage on both sides. But the big concern with the planning commission at the last meeting was the request for the accessory use of having outdoor storage of vehicles. And so that's why they created and they recommended it with a lot of provisions, regulating that accessory use. And that's all I have. They recommended to approve it.
And one question.
Sure.
I understand that, there's a BMP on the Manor parcel that will be actually for the building on, some of the building on the Penn Township parcel.
Correct.
So is that still gonna fall under us as far as inspections, our engineer and everything, as far as under our stormwater ordinance to go up to post the stormwater fees and inspection fees and all that to us?
Correct.
For that BMP that's on
Our land.
our
Yeah.
property, and then we'll have to include that probably in our developers agreement and also in our MS4 permit.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, so we'll cover all that with him as well.
Question, what is a recreational cargo trailer? What is that?
So my understanding would be like something that you're pulling on the back of another vehicle.
Like a toy haul every time you're already there. Unless they call them toy haulers, they usually have motorcycles or quads or something in there.
I use the language that the planning commission recommended.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Believe it or not.
Second it.
We have to have a
Well,
roll.
yeah, that's the motion, just so you know.
All those in, or any other discussion? We need to do a roll call.
Yes. Mr. Goff is absent. Ms. Lynn?
Yes.
Mr. Terry is absent. Mr. Dorney? Yes. Mr. Donoware?
Yes.
Mr. Nemitz? Yes. Mr. Vaca?
Yes.
On to the next is discussion and or deliberation and or official action on approving memorandum of understanding with Teamsters Union Local 205.
I will make the motion to approve it. Second.
Okay, questions or comments on the motion? Jimmy. Okay, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and or deliberation and or official action on request for a restricted license agreement to erect a fence within an easement for tax parcel ID 19-03-03-0-093.
We have a resident on Mount Pleasant Boulevard that, wants to put a fence up. If you're looking at the, information in front of you on the left side of our property, looking at it, there is a 15-foot drainage easement there. So, we would need your approval to have a solicitor draw another one of those, an ordinance and a restricted license agreement for that too.
questions or comments regarding?
So maybe I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that she drafts a resolution.
Second.
Ordinance, please. Ordinance.
And just for clarification, as we did with others, you want the applicant to pay for the recording costs associated with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are aware.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Discussion and/or deliberation and/or official action on hiring a part-time police officer.
I'll make the motion to.
Do we have the name of the?
Yeah. I will make the motion to approve hiring the officer.
Just send me over.
Okay, so I have a motion.
I think you need his name, his or her name.
It's John.
Lebowski.
I'll spell that.
Like the big Lebowski.
Okay.
Do you have a motion for John, to hire John?
For John.
As a part-time.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'd like to, just pending that he, passes the drug test and whatever needs to be done. Psych.
You'll amend your. So, I have a motion and I have a second. What are the motion, no, we did that already. I'm looking and trying to figure out the name. Anyway.
It's John, Lubawski.
Okay. Ted. So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Any correspondence? Approval to pay the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Steve? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ed? And any, questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We've already had the executive session. So citizen comments and public comments from the sign-up sheets.
We have one from this list, just interrupting here.
Comments?
Yes.
So, Ms. Lewis,
Am I recognized?
you are again,
Thank you.
and you wish to discuss comments?
I'm going to make a comment about the PA audio system. Now, it was put up for bid. Ms. Dice made the bid. Here's the bid sheet. This system is not ADA compliant. And then she stated that it would cost $35,000 to $40,000. How did you figure that out, Solicitor Dice? When I put in a right to know for each item piece of the equipment that you asked, and there is no listing. So, to exaggerate on the PA system, to get people upset on purpose, that's what I believe you do. And you don't follow the law, because you should know that the ADA, American Disabilities Act, is a mandatory act. And it seems like this council would rather go to federal court than to work with me or anybody else. And that's the way you want it, that's the way it's gonna be. Second of all, you brought up the fact was that we had no permanent council chambers. Did you look on the wall out there? Occupancy permit. We've been in this room for 29 years. Where else are we gonna go? What'd you make that up for? We've been in this room for 29 years having council meetings. All of a sudden, we're gonna buy a new building and we're gonna move. Maybe we're gonna get down to American Legion, down to Manor Legion, have our meetings. I only drink water. Okay, but this needs to stop. And I wanna know what you're going to do and proceed with the PA audio system.
Are you asking me?
Yes, because you're the one who's in charge.
I don't have a vote here, Jerry.
You're in charge. You drafted it.
I was requested to draft it.
Okay, so it went from Tony, it went to Joe, it went to Dawn, and then it went to Dave over there, and then it went to Chuck, and then it went to Terry, and it goes all over the place. Now, you were paid to do this draft. This draft in this PA system is wrong because I've been in touch with the manufacturer on this since this began. So I have proof to know that what you're saying and putting on paper is false information. So my question is, do you want to remedy this and we get a PA system?
Your 3 minutes is up.
No answer, huh?
Jerry, I'm not here to answer you. This is your public comment.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know where this will go.
Any other citizen comments?
No.
Having heard no other citizen comments, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
You do.
Has
Second.
Terry knows. Okay,
Who's second?
Terry knows. All those in favor?
I won't answer the lies either. Huh? I know that. No, they don't want me to talk, they want a lawsuit. You know how much it'll cost them if I sue? And I'm going to? You know how much it's gonna cost? And it's all on film. You can't beat it.